Hi everyone, thanks for this episode in the Egan Times. On this episode, we have a sensational guest. We have Hunter Elizabeth. Hunter is a multi-talented singer, model, and actress, with a voice described by Jennifer Lopez as smooth like butter. Hunter's debut EP, Hello, My Name is Hunter, garnered over 1.2 million streams, and Hunter's most recent single, Disco Ball, released in May 25, kicks off a powerful new era with Hunter's female empowerment anthem, Good Girl, dropping this upcoming August 1st. Hunter's highly anticipated sophomore EP is releasing this August 15th, and this fall you can catch Hunter live on the Casey and Friends tour across the United States. Welcome to the multi-talented Hunter, and thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Nick. I appreciate it.
You're really welcome. All right, let's jump straight into it. Take us back growing up or being born in Montana, growing up there, and how your family was, and I guess how everything's transpired.
Sure. Well, I'm a Montana girl. I was born in Michigan, in a small little beach town called Holland, and I moved to Montana when I was 9. So that's kind of where I grew up. And our town was tiny. So the elementary school that I went to, everyone was required to audition for the school musical. Um, and I ended up booking the lead that year, and that was the first time I had ever really sang. And I had loved music. Both of my parents have fantastic musical taste. I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, The Temptations, to Carole King, the Beach Boys. I had every single Beach Boys CD by the time I was 7. Um, but yeah, and it really kind of snowballed from there. I got really interested in music. My parents were super supportive, got into choirs and bands. And at one time in high school, I was in like 7 different choirs. I was in an adult community choir and I was directing my own children's choir. And also, I was in a band.
Wow.
I was just crazy for music and performing, just crazy. And I moved out as soon as I could at age 18 to move to Los Angeles to pursue a career in music. And yeah, I went to school, kind of fell into theatrical acting, like television acting, commercial acting, modeling, things like that, because I had so much musical theater experience from when I was a kid. So, yeah, just been doing all three. Released my first record a few years back and it did really well. Hello, my name is Hunter. Um, yeah, and I'm just, working on new music all the time. I've got the upcoming releases that I'm so excited about. Disco Ball was super well received. That just dropped a couple weeks ago. And we've got Good Girl coming up. What day is it today? Is it Tuesday? Maybe it's Wednesday for you, isn't it, Nick?
Wednesday, yeah. Tuesday there, Tuesday afternoon, yeah.
Man of the future.
Exactly. We can't go back.
Yeah, that's Good Girl's dropping on Friday, August 1st.
Sure. So tell me
Yeah.
about that. Tell me about the inspiration behind it. And yeah,
Good Girl is what I think of as a female empowerment 2025 anthem. I I've traveled a lot in my career and I've met lots of different people, and also I was bullied as a kid and it was so hard to find girlfriends, and I finally have girlfriends now, and meeting all these people and establishing female relationships. I just really wanted to write a song about celebrating one another instead of competing with one another or judging one another. Or I wanted a song about lifting each other up. If you see a beautiful girl walking down the street, don't get jealous. Tell her how amazing she looks, you know? That's what I was going for. And I hope people get that and feel that.
yeah, that's great. And tell me about the EP as well.
Yeah, the EP produced by David Ryan Harris. He got famous from being the fabulous longtime guitar player for John Mayer. But he's a beautiful solo artist in his own right and has an incredible body of work. And we had just met. We did like a co-writing session years ago on a song that I didn't think would even make my first album called Closer. And it was kind of like, I don't know, back burner song, but I got so much positive feedback from it. I wrote that with David and my producer at the time, John Alasia. And that ended up making the record. It's one of the most popular songs to date of mine. And it was so well received. I've known David for such a long time. He's got such a soulful, just a soulful guy in general, but a really soulful voice and brain. And I really wanted to incorporate even more of my soul influence into this record. And he was number one choice for me on my little list of producers, of dream producers. And I messaged him and I said, hey, I'm still independent. I've got no money, but I really want to make a second album and I would love for you to be the producer. What do you say? And he said, Hunter, I will be, what is, Cirque du Soleil, or Cirque, how do you say that? Cirque du
Yeah.
Soleil, or I'll bend over backwards for you to make it happen. And, uh, and he was on board right away and he pulled in these beautiful players. He helped me. All of these songs are written by me or co-written by friends of mine. David did a lot of the co-writing, really just elevated my songs, elevated my melodies. You're definitely going to hear a lot more soul, blues, funk in this record. Uh, Still in the pop vein, but just a little bit heavier on that soulful side. Thanks to David and all of our players. I had Terrence Clark on the drums. I had, oh my gosh, just the whole team was fabulous. And it's really just songs that I wrote over time that I felt were appropriate to release right now in this day and age for like, I don't know, I always think of what my listeners are going through. I know a lot of people, like what's his name? Rick Rubin, I think, says that you should only make art for yourself and not the audience. But I kind of disagree sometimes. I mean, I want to make songs that make people feel happy and amazing and make them feel their feelings and get in there. I want to write about stuff that they're going through, that we're all going through, so we can connect about it. So, yeah, my songs are my experience, but definitely tailored for the listener and for 2025 pop, you know?
Sounds incredible. Like it's really exciting and yeah, it's really impressive. So yeah, I can't wait for it to come out.
Thanks.
All right. Tell me, you were on American Idol and The Voice. Tell me about that experience. And then even more than that, how do you think that's helped shape you?
Sure. I've had many a run-in with those shows since I was a little girl. American Idol was first. I was still living in Montana at the time, and I was 15, and that year they opened American Idol auditions to MySpace. So in my little Montana town, I got on my like HP block computer and used a little webcam and did an audition. I think I sang More Than Words. More than words is all you have to do to make it real.
Wow,
And I
your voice is amazing. Wow.
thank you. Um, Always just breaking out into song over here, Nick.
All
You
right.
know? Anyway, I auditioned and I made it through and they flew me out to Hollywood and I got down to like the top 90 or something like that. Did pretty good for a little 15-year-old kid from Montana. And then years later, when I was in LA, I auditioned for The Voice. And I think I was in college at that time, like 18, 19. And again got really far, got down to like the top like 40, I think, and was there for a minute. And To answer your question, both shows were so much fun. American Idol was a little more gimmicky. They were kind of gimmicky television, let's poke fun at people and let's put people on that. But The Voice had always been geared towards let's find the best talent here. Let's like cut the theatrics. Let's really try to find, super talented people to showcase. But both shows were so good to me. I think my favorite part of both were the friendships that I made because you're
Sure.
around, so many different people who love all of the exact same things you do. And it's really easy to find friends there and connect. So I would do it again if I ever need to re-up my friend group. But, in my 30s, I've got a pretty nice circle.
Awesome. What's been, you've done a lot. What's been some pinch me moments or something where you've just, reflected and you're like, wow, this has happened or this is happening?
Oh, sure. Well, right off the bat, I think one of my favorite little memories would be singing at the Hollywood Bowl with Willie Nelson. And that's my favorite memory for a number
Sure.
of reasons. Number one, I love the Nelsons. They have been such wonderful influences in my life, especially Lucas Nelson. He's been one of my friends forever. I think we're going on like 11 years, so a decade. And anyway, Willie asked me to perform with him and his family at the Hollywood Bowl. And they asked me like days before. So I just shut my doors and windows. I shut everything down, called my family. I'm like, I'm off the hook. I gotta learn these tunes for Willie. And if you want to come, you can come. And so that was just really fun. It was very high pressure, and that was my number one venue I have always wanted to play since I was little. So I was super excited. And my mom's favorite artist is Willie Nelson. Like he was like the pop star of the moment when she was, in her teens and
Sure.
so it was kind of a big deal, and they had the opportunity to fly out and watch the show, my mom and my dad. So I had them in the audience. I think it was pretty surreal for my mom, but it was also just cool to like be on the stage that I've always wanted to perform with people who I love, and we had such a great time. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking of it because it was just so much fun. Oh, good memory for sure.
Awesome. It sounds amazing. Have you had any mentors? Have you had anybody that's helped you?
Oh gosh, of course. I have not gotten this far without help. Uh, I mean, back in the day when I was in college, I had some really special professors who helped me on the side with my vocal training and just really kind of giving me little tips and mantras to start practicing at an early age in adulthood in my professional career. And then on The Voice and American Idol, they assign you a vocal coach on The Voice, and that was Romeo Johnson for me. And he's, vocal coach to the stars. He's helped everyone learn how to sing, and we clicked. He's still one of my favorite people today. He taught me so many. He just gave me like little, honestly, they weren't even like some of his greatest advice to me wasn't necessarily about vocals. It was about how to embody your authenticity on stage, how to, build up your self-confidence and your skills so you can like drop it all on the floor when you get out there. He was a fabulous mentor. I met Liz Fair a few years ago through my first EP producer, and she is such a badass. Can I say that? Can I say badass?
You
She's such
can
a badass.
swear. You can swear.
And just knowing her and knowing her story and like having some run-ins with her and getting to talk about my career a little, that was really special. She pointed me in some really cool directions and just made me feel confident about my abilities. Really just a lot of like, I've had a lot of powerful women in my adult life who have just stepped in and really, again, like, of course, vocal notes, yeah, But the most important pieces of advice for me have been about being in your body and rocking what you've got and maintaining confidence in yourself. Because I had issues
Incredible.
with that. I had issues with that.
Incredible. What would be the best piece of advice you would give someone?
Oh, best piece of advice. All my best pieces of advice are so cheesy because the cheesy ones are so true, Nick. They're so true. Like, oh, be yourself. How about that? Don't try to emulate anybody if you're singing or if you're going to, even outside of entertainment. My cheesy but very true advice, Nick, is be yourself, be your authentic self, because there's no one on this planet who is you. Even if you have a twin, like they have their own personality. So, especially like in entertainment, in the music community, in the music world, no one is going to be you. You've got your vocal cords, you've got your ideas, your behaviors, your persona. So just rock it because it's always going to be original and it's always going to be memorable and special because no one else is you.
It's
You know?
incredible. Yeah, it's incredible advice.
Mic drop.
What motivates you daily?
Oh, what motivates me? Oof, that's a tough one because I love sleeping in my bed and not being motivated.
Don't we all?
Right. What motivates me? Growth, reaching new heights, not plateauing. I think my career is like I'm kind of a career-aholic. I don't really have hobbies. I don't really have activities on the outside of work. I just really love trying to, elevate in my field and like in my creativity. So I guess motivation for me is really just, trying to be better, faster, stronger, not just for myself, but for the people around me who help me with, I have so many co-writers and things like that, and I have a wonderful family. I just always want to be growing.
Awesome. And what do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, you know, I thought about this and I don't really have a fabulous answer quite yet. I'll tell you what I'm spitballing with, like what I've been brainstorming. Legacy, I would love to be able to give something, like pass something on, whether that be a music, a body of work of, oh my gosh, can you hear my little puppy in the background? He's whimpering in the
Cute.
background, wants to come in and be on this podcast. But don't worry, he'll learn. He's learning. He's 8 weeks. He's a little golden retriever, so he wants to be with mama.
Oh, cute.
Um, but to get back to it, motivation, and legacy, I just want to be able to leave something behind. I don't know what that is yet. I don't know what that is yet. I guess, like I said, maybe body of work, something that helps people. I'm kind of transitioning out of my 20s and into my 30s now, where my 20s, it was all about establishing myself and being my individual, building my individual foundation, right? Kicking
Sure.
things off and focusing really, on myself and my career. And now in my 30s, I've kind of done that. I've built the foundation, and now I'm kind of reaching out more so to my community and animals and the people around me. I want to like start making marks around what I've got. Like I don't want it to just it's just not as fulfilling, I guess, lately to just be focusing on my own music. Getting a dog has been so wonderful, and I'm also there's a horse ranch out here that I'm volunteering at that I have it brings me so much joy. So I don't know, maybe legacy wise, have a couple of horses that I was so sweet to in the stable that might remember me and have a better life, or things like that. And yeah, body of work, sure, but I'd like to leave a mark elsewhere, if that makes sense.
Does. Thanks for sharing. It's really impressive. How would you describe your personality?
Personality, let's see. silly, bubbly, total dork, nerd, lame, goofball. I mean, I'm just such a ham. I'm such a ham if you get to know me. I have so many, and I'm very sarcastic, very loving. I'm so affectionate and complimentary, and I'm a cheerleader. I just want everybody to do good, um, and I'm also just chill. I like hanging out outside, taking a walk. I like relaxing. I love going out to like a little dive bar with a couple of girlfriends and just catching up about life. Um, and I love to sing. So that's definitely a part of my personality. I think I'm stuck with it at this point.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
What's the best compliment? Oh, that's a beautiful question. Let me think. What's the best compliment? I think, well, at first thing that came to mind was my warmth. Like you're an old soul, you're so warm. You come off, as a first impression or meeting someone, you come off warm. And oh, what a beautiful, I want that. I want to radiate to people. I want them to feel comfy and safe in my space. So that was notable. But another thing that came up, I was rock climbing. There's this place in LA, like you can do free rock climbing. I'll sometimes do that randomly for fun.
Oh,
And this little girl came up to me and she was rock climbing with a princess outfit on, mind you. And she came up to me and she said, "Oh my gosh, what princess are you?"
wow.
My friend who I was climbing with, he said, "Well, this is Princess Hunter." She's wow, oh my gosh. And I'm like, what princess are you? And we just had a little conversation about being royalty together. And then she trotted along and climbed the wall.
That's great. So I can see it's all about giving out positive energy and good vibes, and yeah, that warmth that comes from you.
Yeah, I want to be a positive person in people's lives.
Sure. That's a really good trait to have, or part of it. Um, with obviously a lot you've done, what's been the biggest challenge you've faced, or something that's been challenging that's, I guess, changed your perspective?
Oof. Staying in the game.
Sure.
By that, I mean just not stopping, forcing yourself even in the low parts, even when, you're not booking as much or your creativity tank is empty, things are just not going your way, choosing to go forward anyway. Another great piece of advice I was given in life was to, quote, stay in the line. What does that mean? It means if you're in the grocery store line, you stay to get to the register so you can go and win. But if you get out of the line because you forgot something, or in career terms, you maybe have to go home for a year to be a bartender, or, whatever you might do if you're not making it in music. When you go back to the line, you're now at the back and you kind of have to start over essentially. Um, and so that advice has always stuck with me, and just to keep my head in the game and just keep moving forward, because eventually you're going to get to the end of the line. But if you step out, you might have to start over. And who wants to do that? I want to win.
Win, win, win.
And let's win the game. Come on
Exactly.
now.
If there was one artist you could work with right now, who would it be? Or collaborate with, should I say?
Wolfpack. Have you heard of Wolfpack?
No, I haven't.
Nicholas Egan.
Yeah,
You need to listen to some Wolfpack, my friend.
I will. I'll do it after this.
It's spelled like so, Wolfpack, but say it with a German accent. Wolfpack. And that's their
Wow.
name. And they're super funky, soulful. Oh my God. And every single instrumentation, all of their choices, it's just beautiful. And they're an indie band, but and don't quote me, I think this is right, but they sold out Madison Square Garden all by themselves a few years ago because
Wow.
that's how big their following is. Yeah, you should definitely check them out. Just
I will.
fantastic. I've covered a couple of their songs. They have this song called Wait for the Moment. It is my all-time favorite song. It is gorgeous.
Wow. It's incredible. If
Yeah.
you were 18 again and you could change anything, this could be personally or professionally, what would you change?
If I could change something,
Yeah.
oh, if I could change, oh, okay, I've got one for you. If I could change the dollar amount I get per stream on Spotify and
You'd be
iTunes,
loving life. You'd be loving life.
I would be smooth sailing, baby. Let's rack that up. Let's rack that money up. Come
Let's
on.
make it
Give us a
rain.
break. Give us a starving artist a break, you know?
Cool. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I do appreciate it. It's incredible everything you've done and you're doing in the future. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Oh my gosh, the pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for having me. And you have to listen. You have to listen to my new stuff, and you've got to listen to Wolfpack too.
I will. I will. I'll make it a priority today.
Okay, sounds good.